All right, are we ready to break our brains? Well, that's where we're headed, because we're going to start doing some wiring on this thing. And we're going to do that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Ross the Oliver Man. Little Fiat 1250 Oliver, Fiat 415. We need to do some wiring because we were left with nothing. So I got my book here, and I got my instrument panel there. And one nice thing is they didn't change any of the numbers on the back of the switches between all of the tractors, so that helps give us some guide of where to go. Just looking over what we've got left, I'm able to recycle some things I am not. Some things aren't long enough to go where they need to go anymore because they've been hacked off. So repurposing, I've got this wire that I put a fancy end on, and it is going to go to my temperature sending unit, which is something this tractor never ever had, an electric temperature sender. So that wire is repurposed, and that should be just fine, and we'll tighten it down in a minute. Ignition wise, we need a wire to send power to our coil, and originally, you may recall, there were two. There was this blue and black stripy one, and then there was a solid blue one, which I pulled out of the loom. And this one should be long enough to go to our starter switch, because it actually got its power from the generator indicator light, which got its power from over here, strangely enough. And then it sent power down on its way. It was very odd how it does this, but it should work. I just have to make sure that it's not going to cause the tractor to keep running, which I'm afraid it will. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, that's my plan as of thus. To sort this out, you really have to start like from the battery. So it was 24 volt, now it's 12, that doesn't matter. Here's our big cable to our battery, and then we had the brown wire, which is hooked up here, which comes out here. And that brown wire is supposed to go all the way over to our key switch to terminal 30. Okay, terminal 30. It's not long enough. I'm gonna have to splice a piece on. I don't like to do that, but I ain't got no choice. I want plenty room where this can work easily. Then that is what sends our power from our battery to our key switch. Then from our key switch, everything else goes. So from there, it has a jumper wire over to terminal 30/1, which is on there somewhere. Yeah, 30/1. And so that sends power hot all the time. And terminal 30/1 then is what would send your hot all the time to your generator, and it would also send your hot all the time to the horn button. For whatever reason, that was hooked right there. We don't have a horn button right now, but we will. Then, if we go along life's way here, since this is a gas tractor and mainly they did diesels, this is where it's gonna probably bite us somewhere along the way, because like I said, there ain't no good way that it's going to get its power. What it actually had was, it had two wires to the coil. One of them was full power for starting, and then the other one was resisted, which was your running wire, and that's all we're gonna have now. We're not gonna have a bypassed hot wire. We're gonna have just regular old as it is. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna hook it onto the starter switch actually. The starter switch is going to get its power from terminal 51. So I have to run a wire right away from terminal 51 off of the key switch over to 1554 here, and then the other place that's the other one I'm going to hook my points to for now, unless I figure out something else works better, because I got a lot more terminals on this switch than it shows in the book. I got 50, and I got T, and I got 30, and I don't know what any of those do. Some of them had to do with the heater, because this is a later style rotary switch that went to like the 1365, and one position would run the heater. So then one of those positions also is our, which I assume it's probably 50, is the one that goes to our red wire, which is our start wire, our trigger to make it crank. So that's what we're operating under right now. I should probably get the 1365 book out just to make sure that that's what it is, but I'm pretty sure that's the way she goes. So in that case, these two wires here are going to go to this rotary switch, so they're long enough. But this one is not. And then we've got a combination of, well, let me backpedal. This plain blue one now is our temperature sender wire, so that will reach. I moved the temperature sender over to this side, so those are good to go. Then yellow and black and green, those should all be, and also this gray and black one, those should all be headlights. Different varieties of headlights, probably this white one too, if I remember right. White one goes where? Yeah, white one goes to the middle of the fuse box, and I don't think it's used. I think it's more of a spare. So we're gonna have to see. If it comes on all the time, it may end up being an important wire that we can tap into for generator when we get that far. I don't know what its power situation is, or that position of the key. If it's, we'll have to do some test light work on that. But the rest of these positions should be what am I trying to say? Headlights. So gray and black, white, and then the yellows. I'm not real sure what the yellows are doing up in here. I think I ran into this problem once before on Freddy. Green and black, that's an important one. But yellow comes out of the fuse box, and I think what happens is these two wires are coming back from the fuse box. So they're actually, I don't think I used them in Freddy because they didn't do what I needed to do. I might have used one for the instrument panel light, but right now I think we table those, because if anything they're going to go back this way. But I think Freddy had wires going back this way. Here's one that would be going forward. It's very confusing, but it does make sense. And then see, here's a wire that's not hooked to anything. That probably went to our generator at one time, as did this wire that's doing nothing now. So yeah, because see that those were the wires, brown and black, that came to the voltage regulator from that generator. So we'll sort that out later too. It's a real puzzle, but we're gonna get some stuff hooked up so we can make her go, and then from that point we will go farther and make it better as we go along the way. So I decided that, what did I decided that? Well, 1554 is going to be our ignition wire, and it has spades, so we're going to put on the appropriate connector. right, so that's ready to go there. Now we decided that the red one was going to go, it's our start trigger wire. And it's going to go to terminal 50. So it needs a very important whoop-de-woo here. All right, so we've got two. Then this one was going to be our temperature sender wire. All right, 3 of them are done. Now, before we get too carried away, these are obviously going to need additions to them. They're not long enough anymore, as with this green one, green-black. So we'll have to sort that out in a minute. All right, I suppose we need to, before we do anything else now, make our jumper wire, which would be, let me think about this here again, because I confuse myself easily. We need to go from 51 to 1554. I don't have a black wire heavy gauge, so I'm going to use this green. And I may not be able to do that tonight, actually, because I don't think I have heavy enough ring terminals to make that happen. I'll have to go investigate again. But basically, if I make a jumper from there to there, I don't know, we're on our way, is what I'm saying. I need to extend this. Well, all these need extended really, but most importantly right now would be this one. This one is our important wire. That one's extended. These 3 are done. A viewer gave me, don't forget, a viewer gave me this original colored Fiat wire. I thought I was going to get to break it out tonight, but I don't think I'm going to need it yet, because the colors I have left over don't match those colors. Well, I might have gray black. I could probably use that one to extend that over to that key switch there. Gray, black, green, and white. All three need to go over there to the key switch. So I need to hunt up some wire to make that happen. And yeah. All right, here's what I got so far. I got the basic stuff, so it should run. I just hope I can get this tucked in there nicely without a lot of bending and sadness. And yeah, we still got more work to do, but it would be nice to know if we're even on the right track. I think we are. I need to... There's still so much to do. It's just hard to put that into concept here. There's just so many different things that need done. I would like to put the oil sender from that to the new gauge. How well will that work? Well, I don't know. We don't even know that this one was working without leaking. We also don't know that this will fit the new gauge. It may be totally wrong. It's worth a try. All right, let's hope that doesn't leak. I used some pretty aggressive peer pressure there to make that go. It'd sure be nice to try it. However, I have no battery here, and another issue we have is we don't have any sort of I don't know, brain. That's certainly true. Well, what we need to do is figure out what cable goes where, because right now I'm not sure what goes where. Everything kind of goes in there at once. And I can't see where she goes. All right, this is the ground cable. This is the hot cable. I don't know that this is gonna work, but if I turn it on 12 volts and I do this, it should start. It does not. But we don't know that we have good connection. If we put ground cable there somehow, and we put the hot cable there somehow, but we don't want to grab everything, we just want to grab. Now we do that, we do this, got nothing. Why we got nothing? We should have something. That sucks. I was really proud of this. Okay, we got problems. For reasons unexplained, this start switch is not sending power out. And I don't know if that's because I have something wrong, because I used a switch that was not exactly original, but it's sending, when I turn the key on, it's turning the coil on just fine. but I'm not getting any crank position. It's not sending any power out, and I don't understand why, because on the 1365 it does the same job and it's not working here. So I got power in, but I can't get power out, and I don't understand that. So either that is a defective switch by some stupid luck, or I have something way wrong, and I'm gonna have to study on that. So that's great, you know, we failed already, but I had the test light on it and I was getting I actually had that voltage tester on it. I was getting no voltage out of any terminal when I turned that switch, and that's not right. So I'm gonna have to figure out why this is, you know. It's very possible that that's a piece of garbage. We've had that issue before. But before I do that, I'm going to read up in the 1365 book and make sure it's not my stupidity that's causing it. However, it would not be the first time that one of these Chinesium switches has let us down. But at any rate, at least we know that we got us something this far, and progress was made again. Although it may be not very interesting for you, progress was made, and that's what I'm after. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment, and that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.